Welcome back to another segment of the DLA in the News. Welcome back to another segment of the DLA in the News. Additive manufacturing becoming key logistics enabler. April 12, 2023. Article written by Beth Reese, DLA HQ Public Affairs. Fort Belvoir, Virginia. Additive manufacturing will be key to troops' ability to fight and win wars in the near future, the Defense Logistics Agency's current operations director told military representatives during a joint Additive Manufacturing Acceptability 3 qualification workshop, March 28, in Arlington, Virginia. Patrick Kelleher gave two reasons for accelerating additive manufacturing capabilities around the world, the first being the need to quickly resupply critical parts to deployed troops with battle-damaged equipment.
Student clients, welcome back to another reaction brought to you today by the DLA GURU. Today's article talks about Joint Additive Manufacturing Acceptability 3 project, also known as JAMA 3. This article is really interesting because it covers three key areas. One, engineering. A lot of folks don't know my background is mechanical engineering. Got a mechanical engineering degree from RPI, and I worked as an engineer in industry for many years. So this really resonated with me. Two, it covers manufacturing. I also worked in a manufacturing plant for many of those years. And so thinking about manufacturing and the profit margins that are available for folks that know how to manufacture goods is astronomical. And three, emerging opportunities to get involved from an additive manufacturing and or 3D printing perspective as it relates to supporting the DLA and the DoD towards their objectives. This article talks a little bit about those objectives, which I think it's really important to key in on. One, Patrick Kelleher, who is the operations director for the DLA, goes on to say, and I quote, "The ability of the adversary to deny or degrade our ability to perform logistics is a key risk area that the Defense Logistics Agency, coupled with the DoD, are exploring. And they're thinking that additive manufacturing and or 3D printing will help to mitigate that risk." The article goes on to also talk about the services, that is the armed services and the DLA, have developed a framework for identifying parts for additive manufacturing and agreed on the designing, manufacturing, and testing data needed to accelerate acceptance of DLA managed items. So this sentence here talks about DLA managed items and how the DLA working with the armed services or the military, I should say, are looking at different national stock numbers and different components that are critical to the warfighter. And they're looking to see how they can create an additive manufacturing capability to get those parts made quickly and efficiently and effectively to be presented to the warfighter in the event that our main manufacturing lines of defense are neutralized in some type of way. Let's say if there's some type of enemy that hits our shores and attacks our major manufacturing facilities like the Boeings of the world or the GMs of the world or GE, for example, that mom and pop manufacturers that get involved with additive manufacturing and or 3D printing might be able to support the warfighter in keeping our borders safe. And so this article is really awesome, and I urge you guys to reread it, re-listen to it, listen to the audio narration a few times to get the nuggets of information that are in here. But there are some things that I thought about how you guys can get involved and how our company is looking to get involved with additive manufacturing. The first thing is, one, we're not a manufacturer, and a lot of my student clients are not manufacturers, but guess what? We know how to work with manufacturers. What is the best place to go and find manufacturers who you may be able to start to have partnerships with as you begin to explore what the DLA needs in order to assist the DoD? And one place in particular that I would start is ThomasNet. I think I have an actual video that's in my catalog that talks a little bit about ThomasNet. But my first thought is to go here. Let's go ahead and type additive manufacturing. And even before I can even get through it, you can start to see that there are some additive manufacturing companies that are already beginning to be populated within here. And so let's say additive manufacturing engineering services, for example. Let's go there first. All right, so we'll go ahead and click there. And ThomasNet.com, it actually has a catalog of companies that are participating with additive manufacturing from an engineering perspective or consulting perspective or even manufacturing perspective that you may be able to reach out to, kind of understand who they are, introduce your company, and let them know that, hey, you are very DLA centric and that you'd like to work with them in order to see if there's ways that you guys can forge partnerships to go after some of the DLA business. Now you may say, what within the DLA would be that type of business? Guess what? You want to get involved by contacting the DLA. You want to get involved with the Office of Small Business Programs. In particular for DLA, I would say Land and Maritime Command would probably be the first small business office to get involved and to contact. That way you can say, hey, you took a look at this article and you're interested in learning more about what type of technologies that they're looking for, or what type of national stock numbers are they reviewing, or how your company can potentially assist the DLA in leveraging your, I guess, your database, I should say, of additive manufacturing vendors that you've already reached out to and began to have conversations to forge partnerships with in order to support the world's largest customer, the Defense Logistics Agency. Well, that will conclude my reaction for today's article. So after this, I'll go ahead and switch back to the article and let Mr. Parker Winslow finish out the article. But I hope you guys really appreciate this content and that this inspires you in some way to get involved with doing business with the DLA. I know it may seem a little bit daunting that, hey, you got to start making phone calls and shaking hands and kissing babies, but that's how you get involved in order to change your business trajectory and the trajectory of your life and that of your families by servicing and selling to the world's largest customer, the Defense Logistics Agency. Well, again, that concludes my reaction. I'm looking forward to more reactions in the future as more articles kind of come down. So please, by all means, click the like button. If you really like this article, click the like. Help to stimulate the algorithm, because I notice on a lot of my videos, I'm not getting a lot of likes, but it doesn't cost you anything to hit the like button. And by all means, if you're new to my channel and you're receiving you're absorbing some of the content and it's exciting you and it's getting you wanting to get more involved with the DLA, click the subscribe button. By all means, click the subscribe button. That doesn't cost you anything as well. And what that will do is allow, whenever I post new content, you'll be abreast of that content because it'll be in your feed and you'll get pop-ups and things of that nature, because my plan is to continue to bring value-added content to you and your business along your journey to doing business with the world's largest customer, the DLA. Well, I'll see you guys at the top.
I also think you need to think of it from a continental United States perspective, he said. When we think about warfighting at the Defense Logistics Agency and the Department of Defense, it's in the context of contested logistics, the ability of the adversary to deny or degrade our ability to perform logistics, he said. Leaders fully expect the continental United States to someday become a contested environment where enemies disrupt the ability to move material and supplies throughout the country, Kelleher continued. Therefore, if you can decentralize that capability and have additive manufacturing as something that augments conventional manufacturing, you can perhaps offset the degree to which an adversary can influence or degrade our ability to project power overseas, he said. The services and DLA have developed a framework for identifying parts for additive manufacturing and agree on the designing, manufacturing and testing data needed to accelerate acceptance of DLA managed items that are additively manufactured into the supply chain. The JAMA 3 workshop, was an opportunity for military and DLA officials to explore commercial integration while maintaining quality standards. Kelleher cautioned the group from thinking additively and conventionally manufactured parts need different control measures or processes. Both are produced to meet military specifications and undergo first article testing. They're both tested to ensure they meet the requirement, independent of how or where they're manufactured, he said. I should not care as a user whether my widget was manufactured here or there, additively or subtractively, as long as my widget works and does what I need it to do when I put it in my artillery piece. Determining how the department adopts widespread additive manufacturing is also more important at this stage than pinpointing where, Kelleher added, noting that a balance must be struck between effectiveness and efficiency. Efficiency doesn't win wars, effectiveness does. So, as we think about applying additive manufacturing to certain parts, it's okay if it costs more, if it's more effective, he continued. Ultimately, we want to figure out how to bring the cost down, but I wouldn't at the outset disregard a course of action, simply because in the near term, additive manufacturing is more expensive, if it means you can accelerate the capability. The greater flexibility the United States has in developing and sharing the technical data required to additively manufacture parts, the better it can also empower partners to create parts needed around the world, whether throughout conventional or additive manufacturing. Although additive manufacturing is relatively new to DoD, Kelleher said, it's well established commercially. GE is already flying flight-critical parts, and adversaries are universally ahead in the technology as well as fields like hypersonics and artificial intelligence. We are behind and we need to move faster, he said. We need to catch up to our adversaries and do what we can to accelerate the incorporation of additive manufacturing in a widespread way. DLA's four-pronged role in AM includes defining processes to integrate AM into the supply chain, and setting standards for safely handling and distributing raw materials. The agency's second focus area is developing processes for sharing supplier-generated technical data across the department and documenting and maintaining a list of sources that have successfully delivered AM parts and raw materials. Developing a DoD framework for sharing common technical data requirements and acceptance criteria is the third part of DLA's AM efforts, followed by the responsibility to integrate AM into the department's IT architecture. This now concludes another edition of the NMS e-learning systems, the DLA in the news. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell, so that you can always be abreast of new audio narration segment releases, brought to you by the DLA Guru. Thanks again for watching. I'm Parker Winslow, signing out.
Thanks for watching. Also, if you find my related content inspiring, please show your support by hitting the like, share, and subscribe button, along with the notification bell, so that you can be alerted when I drop new relevant content to empower you for success with the DLA. Also, by doing so, you'll help me reach a larger audience of people who may be also interested in learning more about government contracting and doing business specifically with the world's largest customer, the Defense Logistics Agency. Please don't forget to check out my flagship masterclass, 8 Steps to Successful Federal Supply Contract Bid Submissions to the DLA. This masterclass provides a balanced approach to virtual education and is designed for both beginners and seasoned companies alike, with proven techniques on the best way to position your organization to being successful with winning federal supply contracts with the DLA. The masterclass contains 3.5 hours worth of content, along with proprietary and recommended software tools designed to empower you for success with the DLA. Check out the links provided in the description below to learn more today.